hold on. What if we take my magic color changing pigments and my glitters and we mix them together? These are my brand new color changing magic glitters. So if you like playing with both, you're gonna love these. So here are the 6 colors. We have Sweet Sorbet. So as you can see, this one goes from yellow to kind of I'd say a turquoisey green. Then we have Tango Mango. So I wanted to add this one because it's a little less subtle than the rest. So you may have clients that, you know, like the idea, but they don't really like drastic nails. So yeah, that's a really pretty soft one. Then we have Cotton Candy, which I already know is going to be everyone's favorite. Then we have Cool Berry. So this one goes from like whitish to that kind of purple color there, which is gorgeous. Then we have Peach Fizz. So this one is darker than this one. There's kind of similar starting colors, but I would say this one is more of a yellow shade. And then we have Blue Raspberry. I think this is going to be a second favorite as well. Okay, so I'm going to be laying down one of my brand new splash mats. These are coming really, really soon. They are so good for protecting your worktop. And most people have these silicone mats, which is great, but they're a pain to clean. So these are waterproof. They are ink proof. They will fully protect your desk, and they are a really nice size as well. So we're going to be laying down one of those. Those are coming very soon with a brand new collection we have. I did put a teaser up. So yeah, look out for that. So I'm going to be using my brand new signature soft gel full cover nail tips. These are available in 4 different shapes and they're in size long. And very soon we have size medium coming. So stay tuned for that. Right, what should we do? Let's just do, I probably want these to fit my thumb really so that I can do a little promo video. I have got a nail on, so it's pretty difficult. That should be fine. So we're going to do all 6 at once. What size was that? One. If you can't see what size you're going for, guys, you have a chart in these as well, which is really, really handy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So we're going to get these all made into tanks. The first thing I'm going to do is file the back of each nail, and we're going to get that line area nice and rough. Make sure you don't over file or over buff. If you over file, you're going to split it, make it weak. If you over buff, you're just going to make it smooth. We don't want that. Just try to do like a zigzag almost, you know. I put my glitters out of the way because I want them in as dark a space as possible so you can see the before and after. It's going to be tricky because it is so sunny. Absolutely roasting again, but we're not complaining. Everything I'm using here to create these tanks is available in the Glitter Aquarium Nail Art Kit. If you're new and you just want to try out Aqua Nails but you're not sure, the kit is just perfect for that. Comes with everything you need. Right, so I'm just going to get all of that dust out. We are doing the 1-tip method for this one. I prefer to do the 1-tip method when I'm swatching. You have a bit more room with the 1-tip method for liquid and movement, because you've got all of that curve and a flat back. Whereas with the 2-tip method, see that you have a lot less space. So both are great. How have I got glitter out already? Look at that. What is going on? So yeah, both methods are really good. They have different uses. I use both for different things. So play around with both. The glitter aquarium also comes with instructions of 1-tip method and 2-tip method, which is really handy. You're probably going to need some wipes as well. These are my lint-free wipes. Also going to need your Seal-It gel for this, and your seabed base, and of course the one and only Ocean Drops solution. We recently changed the name of this because it was called the Ocean Drops Glitter Solution, but since I've started doing my mini scenes like this, I've realized it has way more uses than just glitter. So a little tip for you guys is to actually make a platform. This is an old box. This was my first design for the signature tips, but it was too pink, so I changed it. So yeah, I wouldn't do this with a box that you want to not wreck, you know. So right, I'm going to lay down my sheet like this, and if you just put it to the end, it just makes... I've got gel on that. Hold on, let me grab a new sheet. Yeah, that one had some cured gel on, so I'll wash that one later. So you're going to lay down your sheet along the edge of your platform, and it just makes it easier when you're like using your brush and stuff. You'll see what I mean. Let me just give this one a little wipe. Right, so let's get our tips ready. If you want these to wear and you're not sure how high, you can put a little mark on. I don't really never need to do that, to be honest. You'll kind of get used to it. I do have a press on under this, so I usually guesstimate and it's normally fine. Right, so we're going to lay down our seabed base. And we want a fairly generous amount because we are doing all 6 at once. I'm going to squeeze out. I don't need to come really far in because it's not going to be a big long tank. So I'm going to just try that for now. So next I'm going to take our gel glide brush. You get one of these with the Glitter Aquarium kit as well, or they are sold separately. And I'm just going to smooth that out. This is a no wipe gel. Everything in the kit is no wipe. So it's so much easier when you're doing Aqua Nails. You really don't want to be using anything that's tacky, because if you're putting stuff inside, even though you've got liquid in there, things like glitter and stuff tend to stick to the back wall. So yeah, no wipe is best. Definitely fine that way. Just need to make sure we have enough room for all 6. I do apologise about the background noise, guys. I've got the fan on because it's so hot. This gel will self-level. Just give it a little bit of time. It's because it's so hot here as well. It's just self-leveling faster than normal. But if you're in a cold room, it will take longer. I just want to show you that. You can see it's nice and even. You want to try and get it as even as possible. You don't want lumps and stuff. So if you're not sure, you can just kind of let it sit on the table for a few minutes on the desk or wherever. You can just leave it like that if you're not sure. Right, so now we're going to lay down our tips. Again, make sure there's no dust inside your nail. I'm dusting away from the mat though. And I'm going to, dropped it. I'm going to start to lay down my tips. One by one. I'm just kind of getting them all on at this point. Like that. Oh, and we got just enough room for one more. Right, you want to make sure they're not touching. And you want to make sure, if they are to wear, you have left yourself enough thumb space. I'm going to pull these back a little bit, I think. But try not to move the actual tank area too much, because you're going to kind of scoop up that gel, and it's going to end up filling areas of the tank, and we do not want that. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flash cure it. And if you do want to put pressure on, you just need to literally lay a finger on top without pushing. You do not want to put too much pressure on, because the tips will literally just push through the gel onto the mat, and then you don't have a good adhesion. So I'm just flash curing as I lay that finger on top really gently. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop that in the big lamp now for 30 seconds. And you'll have something like this. Now, you can go ahead and pull these off if you want, but there really is no point. What you want to do is actually cap one of the ends while they're still on the mat. It's going to make them stronger when it comes to removing them, and it's one less job done. Again, we can do it in bulk as well, so we're even quicker. So you need to decide which end you want to cap. Now, because these coffin ends are so small, I'm definitely gonna go in with them. So I'm gonna swap this around because I'm right-handed. That was my dog. Are you okay, Boris? He's hot. So we're gonna squeeze out a bead. Look how quick you can do this, guys. You can literally pre-make these in bulk and have them all ready on your desk. Again, this is another no wipe product. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to push that gel into the hole and pull up. See how I'm pulling up? Because I want to hit the top. I probably got even too much on this. If you're not sure though, it is better to have more always. So I'm just pushing up. Like that. Now, if you're not doing a coffin and you're doing a different shape and you don't know which end to cap, I do have a YouTube video actually showing how to encapsulate all 4 of our signature nail tips. So what you can do as well, if you're not sure, is you can turn it like this and you can check. Now this is a very thick no wipe gel, so you do have more time to play around with it than you would the seabed base, which is another reason why it is just excellent for capping Aqua Nails. Okay, that looks good to me. I'm going to pop that in the lamp now. No, I'm not. I'm going to wipe that bit of gel off, actually, because these are a pain to clean if you cure gel on them. You have to kind of soak them in acetone. Right, we're going in the big lamp now. Okay, so one of the trickiest things in Aqua Nails is actually removing these safely. You might see TikTok videos where they just pop them off real quick, but the truth is, if you don't get a nice grasp on the corner, you can just rip that off. It is stuck, of course, but any force could break it. So what I like to do is I like to kind of look for an edge that is kind of like easy to pick, if you know what I mean. So like, can you see that? Sorry. So like this little corner here looks good. So I'm just going to take my tweezers and I'm just kind of prizing the corner away from the sheet. Okay, I'm going to give that a wiggle. These tweezers might be a bit too sharp. Where is my cuticle pusher? I swapped them out. These are actually my eyelash extension tweezers because I'm an eyelash tech as well. But they're really, 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 really sharp. So I'm going to use these. They're even sharper than like my nail scissors. So yeah, we're going to switch to these, or a cuticle pusher is really good. And again, we are just kind of getting a separation between the gel and the sheets. And once you get to that point, did you hear that pop? It just kind of pops off. And I think this is why a lot of people struggle with leaking. I think that they are possibly tearing the tank when they are removing them from the sheet. So be really mindful. See how I'm not pulling the nail? I am prizing the nail away. Like that. And once you get the hang of it, it's so easy. But yeah. So there's our 6 tangs. Why is that so satisfying? So now what we need to do is remove all of this excess gel. So because we are creating these in bulk, we're going to do as much work in bulk as we can. We're going to start by snipping the bottom of every single one, like that. Now we need to pull them apart, okay? But I really don't advise ripping them apart because you're pulling against one another. It's a bit different to when you're pulling the gel off, but again, you're going to risk creating a tear or anything like that. So we're just going to cut them. And then we can remove that excess gel. Clippers are really good for this. Or you can use your hands, but it's a bit trickier when you've got gloves on, I find. So depending on the thickness of the gel as well, you'll get a different kind of tear. Like the thinner you do it, the easier it is to rip, you know? Obviously, the thicker, the harder. And one thing I love to do when I do the one tip method is actually coat the whole thing in my glass slipper top coat. This is also really good if you're struggling with leaks and holes as well, because it's gonna like almost put like a jacket around the whole thing. Now you want to do this in one if you can, meaning we're going to paint the front turn it over, and then paint the back. And the reason is, if we can cover the whole thing uncured, when we put it in the lamp, it's all gonna lock together. Be mindful though, if you don't have a lamp that has a mirror on the bottom, you're gonna have to cure the top part and then hold it the other way around to cure the bottom. But I promise you, it just makes the nail so much more secure. So there's all 6 of our tangs fully cured, cleaned, ready to go. So now for the fun part, the glitter. So I'm just going to flip all of these over like that, so that the nail chest piece is actually on the front of the nail. Okay, so I'm going to start with Cool Berry. I have shut my curtains now so we don't activate the color change. When you are doing these, you need to be mindful that it is the sunlight that makes them change color. So yeah, it's not like a controllable color change. Right, so I'm putting in my Ocean Drops glitter solution first. Now, because we have such a large area here, we don't really need to fill the tank all the way up to the top with liquid, like you do with some nails, because we have so much room to get our glitter in. And I don't want to put too much glitter in, because the more glitter you have, the less movement. I think I'm just going to do that for now. And what I'm going to do is, because it's such a big space, I'm going to do half and half. So I'm going to use my mermaid mops and just clean or dry this area over here. I'm just doing one side at the moment, like that. So I'm going to take my sheet again, and I'm going to actually squeeze my Seal It gel onto the sheet. This is so much easier than going in there because you have way more control. I'm going to swipe up that gel. You kind of want to try and get it on the tip of your brush so that you can hit the back wall. So because it's so hot in here, I'm going to get my lamp ready, because it's just boiling. And even though this is a super thick gel, it is starting to get runnier than normal. So I'm going to place that just over half, and I'm going to cure that. I'm not messing around in this heat. So now I'm going to pop in some more solution. I don't mind a little air bubble, but not too big. I'm going to grab a mop, and again, drying the top area where that gel is going to hit. Now you might not see them change color with my handheld UV lamp because of the strength of it, but I will show you when we go in the big lamp. Okay, so I'm going to do the same again with the Seal It gel. I'm going to squeeze out a bead, and I'm going to scoop that up into the end, and I'm going to close the tank off. Now, if you are really struggling with leaking, an extra step once you've done that is to come in with your glass slipper top coat and just place it along the top there and down the back, focusing on these corners as well. Right, I'm going to pop that in the lamp. So this is the before, and then this is the after. Now the problem is, as soon as I turn this light off, it's going to immediately go back to the white color. So we're going to have to like, let me just pull the light away. Can you see it? There you go. See the bottom? It's going, see how quick it goes. See how quick it goes. This is such a hard swatch video to show you guys. Right, we'll do that again. You remember the before? I'll put it on the screen. And the after. So because I am indoors with everything shut, I'm going to try and keep the UV lamp held up so that the color stays, because it's just going to flick back. So basically we're going to treat my mini lamp as a sun. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch all the other colors. Now, I also want to show you what these look like when you sugar with them, because you're going to get a very different effect, especially depending on what color base you use. So I'm using a white
so I'm just laying down
now, you have to remember anything that color changes has a level of transparency. So as it's changing, you're going to see the base color. So if you want to sugar with these, they are absolutely beautiful. But the color change is probably going to be slightly less visible. So I'm going to do this with blue raspberry. This is the one that goes from blue to purple. And I'm just literally pouring on the glitter into that wet gel polish. You mustn't cure the gel polish because we want this to kind of sink in. And I'm just literally pouring and pouring and pouring, and it's submerging. So now I'm carefully tapping it off. Be careful because it's still wet. And we're going to give that a cure with my mini lamp. You'll see some small changes, but the longer I hold it there, you'll see more of that purple coming through.
Oh, that one's really nice. Look how it's just gone to purple from blue. Remember how pretty that blue was earlier? That one's quite a drastic one. It's lovely. Really nice. Blue raspberry. Look at that. Okay, so here they are indoors, all right? Now we're going to go outside.
So unfortunately it's pretty cloudy, but the sun is peeping through, so you can see the colour change slightly. I've just brought out one of my white backdrops as well, so you can see it even better.
Okay, so what I also want to do with you guys is actually swatch some using acrylic. It has been so long since I've smelt this. Oh, I've missed the smell. I used to do acrylic nails. If you guys don't know, that's how I actually became a nail artist. I was originally a nail technician. But yeah, I did not like it. I'm not even going to pretend. I'll take my hat off to you guys because that is a lot of work. My shoulder used to just, it was painful. And we are testing this number 12 acrylic brush. I love a size 12. I'm going to do the blue raspberry, which is the one that we've just done, so we can like compare and see the difference. So I'm not going to put anything on the bottom of this like I did last time where I used the white base. We're just going to literally pick up some acrylic and some glitter. I'm going to lay an acrylic base like I would normally. I'm just gonna go straight on. And you'll see how transparent it is. Oh, look at that. See how different it is when you don't use a base. You know what I think would be really nice? Doing a French with this. I think that would be so pretty. Oh my god, I'm in love with this brush. I am in love with this brush. Like, wow. I have a wedding to go to in a few weeks, and I'm honestly thinking of these glitter nails just because I wouldn't normally wear glitter nails to a wedding. I think I would wear something more subtle, but I really think that this is like, these are subtle enough. Do you know what I mean? Ooh, let's just fill up that area there. You've got to remember as well, if you're doing acrylic with these, the chunkier the amount of glitter you have inside, by that I mean if you've got a thin layer, it's going to change. It's going to change straight away. Whereas this, the sun's going to be trying to reach the layers, the bottom layers. Does that make sense? Oh, how pretty is that? So let me show you that. Just that without even UV. So these are both blue raspberry. So can you see when you've mixed it with acrylic, it's kind of got like a more mermaidy effect. Both gorgeous. And now let's see if we can get these two activated next to each other. They are slightly active, if you can see, because they're not as blue as that, which they should be. See how different they are? Oh, they're going back. I just love watching them transform back. So, they work in acrylic as well, which is amazing. Also, I wanted to say you're gonna almost have 3 colours with each glitter, because they'll have the start colour, which is in this case blue. They'll have the finish colour, which is purple. There will be a transition colour in the middle, and that will be the mix of the two. I'm going to do that one more time for you guys. So pretty. I love that one. You guys, also, what did we think of this brush? Because I love it so much. If you want this brush, let me know in the comments. This is a size 12. I have other sample sizes too, but this was always my go-to size. So yeah, let me know what you think. And maybe you can help me think of a name. You can literally have a set of purple glitter nails inside, and you go outside and they're blue glitter nails. I'm sorry, what? These are available right now, and I will link them below.